secret society of coriander haters that claim that it's coriander that smells of bed bugs, not vice versa. It's up to you to decide. Just note that the emergence of this smell in your bedroom might be a signal of an unpleasant neighborhood. White admiral butterflies live in North America, and they're famous for its mimicry capabilities. Entomologists claim that this beauty smells of wintergreen. However, the only chance to enjoy the scent is to let a butterfly poop on you. If you're ever in the mood for adventure and want to check if scientists say the truth, just think of the flowers. Keep thinking of the flowers. A little changed though, but still flowers. The reason they smell of wintergreen is because they eat wintergreen. Easy. We all know that bees sting. However, not all of us know that they smell of bananas. This is their alarm pheromone, the one they release when troubled. It might be tempting to try to feel this scent, but if you are close enough to do that, there is the risk of being stung. Moreover, you'll probably be stung by a whole swarm of bees. The secretion attracts other members of the hive, and they come to help. Be sure not to smell of bananas when you are somewhere near bees, just in case. Unlike other animals from the list, the crested auklet uses the smell of tangerines produced by their gland as a means of attraction for their mates. It shows that they are ready for the mating season and are typically emitted by both sexes. Humans are also sensitive to the smell, so this odor is a social thing, which is very peculiar. They are distributed around the Pacific and the Bering Sea. Harpaphe haydenia, or yellow-spotted millipede, is also known as an almond-scented millipede or cyanide millipede. Millipedes are few people's favorites. However, they have a very distinctive smell. Let's all admire the courage of someone who has discovered it, you know. These creatures smell of cherry cola. Other people describe the smell like that of an almond. Like in the cases described above, it is their protective means. Apart from the smell, the musk they produce tastes badly and contains cyanide. Ready for some shocking content? Your ancestors might have eaten a beaver's anal excretions. Now that you're startled, let's see how it works. Due to their diet, which consists of willow bark to a greater extent, beavers produce goo known as castoreum. It smells like vanilla. Castoreum had various uses and was widely applied in medication at the beginning of the XX century. It contains salicylic acid, which makes it close to aspirin. Besides, castoreum can be added to flavorings, frozen dairy, candy, cigarettes, Swedish schnapps, and gelatin. The American Food and Drug Administration has listed it as a generally safe food additive. Nowadays, its consumption is low because hunting beavers can lead to their extinction, and it can be easily substituted, for example, by vanillin. Yellow meadow ants, also known as yellow hill ants, are very common in Europe, North Africa, and Asia. These little guys also use smell to fend off danger, and surprisingly, they emit a very pleasant scent when threatened. They smell like lemons. This is due to the composition of the formic acid they spray. They feed on the honeydew and lead very secluded lives, typically underground. This, apart from their color, makes them hard to notice. However, now we know what they smell like. At the end of our list, there are dogs. Well, not an entire dog, rather a part of it, its paws. Dogs' paws smell of corn chips or Fritos. This is due to the yeast and bacteria living on their paws. But stay calm, this is perfectly healthy. Your dog does not need a veterinarian if its paws smell of Fritos. Even the cleanest one can still have that smell. The bacteria that cause the smell are called Proteus or Pseudomonas. However, if this worries you, there are ways to minimize the discomfort. Just trim the little guy's nails and make sure that the paws are scrubbed. Yes, animals use their smell to communicate with other creatures to inform them how to behave. But how do they communicate with each other? What relationships do they have when they mate? If you want to know all about this, just watch the video, How Do Animals Build Relationships on Animal Like People channel. Subscribe to the channel, and you're sure to learn a lot about animals and us humans. See you! Hi there. We are used to the fact that animals often smell of something not very pleasant, especially wild ones. But there are some outstanding creatures that smell of tasty food. Now, Awesome Animals and I will tell you what they are and why they have such a strange smell. Be ready to have fun. What's your favorite smell? Well, many of us would probably think of vanilla, cinnamon, a cup of steaming coffee in the morning. A spadefoot toad, for instance, smells like peanut butter. Unexpected, huh? When a spadefoot toad is disturbed or scared, it would exert secretion smelling like peanut butter. Trying to breathe it in, however, would be a huge mistake. This secretion is irritative and will cause a strong reaction like burning, coughing, and sneezing. The smell is sweet and distinctive, so one would hardly assume that it's used as a protective means. Megacrania battici, also known as a peppermint insect, has a little secret. It lives on the leaves of a pandanus, which serves as its food and disguise, as they coincide in order. In the state of stress or under threat, this insect exudes a milky agent that smells of peppermint. This is actually how it got its name. The secretion is used as a protective means. It is their way of scaring off predators. Its habitat is located in Queensland and several other islands of the Pacific Ocean. The insect is very good at shooting the secretion, and the spray can reach up to 24 inches in length. So whenever you come close to it, beware. You'd better not trespass on its territory, even if you find this smell impossible to resist. Binturongs or bear cats live in Southeast Asia. The scent glands of this animal also have a very distinctive feature about them. When the animal urinates, they emit an odor, the smell of which is exactly the same as the smell of popcorn. How come? Scientists say that the answer lies in the stock of knowledge about chemicals. 2-AP, or 2-acetyl-ipyrylene, is a compound we would easily recognize, as it gives a smell of white bread, rice, and hot buttered popcorn. The same chemical can be found in the binturong's urine. The only difference is that a bear cat does not need high temperatures to produce the smell. It is done by bacteria that live in the animal's intestines. The next time it smells of popcorn, remember that it might not be popcorn. Well, we've all heard of ophidophobia, the fear of snakes, but how about the fear of cucumbers? You might develop one after coming across a copperhead. As it turns out, poison is not the only tool this venomous snake uses as a defense. Whenever attacked, or when someone approaches and the animal feels threatened, it emits secretion that smells of cucumbers. So, it's not only the bites we should beware. Unlike other snakes, a copperhead usually uses a freeze technique when there is a risk of encountering a human. As they are great at camouflaging, it's very hard to notice them. So, now that you know that to avoid a bite, you may rely on your sense of smell. If you're in a copperhead's habitat and it smells of cucumbers, run away. And back to cucumbers. Even if you are a huge cucumber fan, do not catch this poor little thing to smell it. This species is endangered. This is partly due to their short lifespan, which lasts only 1 year. However, there has been a serious decrease in the number of smelts due to a drought. Plenty of delta smelt can still be found in the Thames River. Hopefully, environmental protection will help save this slender little cucumber-smelling fish. Now, you would never guess who smells of honey. Kakapo, or owl parrot, is a large ground-dwelling parrot that does not fly and is active during the nighttime. Though one of the world's longest-living birds, a kakapo is an endangered species. One of the reasons is its distinctive smell, which makes it easy to find them for predators. There are about 211 honey-smelling individuals, covered by beautiful green feathers. They are excellent climbers and great at leaping. Its defensive tactics do not work against mammals that were introduced to their natural habitat by human beings. When threatened, they freeze. Biologists do their best to conserve the species, and their smell is one of the issues they'll have to take into account. It's not always easy to detect these little naughty pests. However, there is one distinctive feature that might help you do that. This is their smell. Bedbugs smell of coriander. This is their alarm secretion, the one they emit when disturbed. Well, there is a